Hey travelers, Chris and I are in the city of Malacca, Malaysia for the next few days. We're going to tell you what we did, what we ate, where we stayed, and how much it cost us.
Malacca is a food destination. We found everything we ate here to be absolutely incredible. And the city has such a great vibe, it is definitely worth a visit if you're slow traveling through the area. We'll also tell you about how we got here by bus from Singapore and what the border crossing into Malaysia was like, as well as the bus we took to Kuala Lumpur after our stay here. Malacca, or Malacca, Malaysia, is a city of just over 1 million people, located about a 4-hour drive north of Singapore or a 2-hour drive south of Kuala Lumpur on the Malay Peninsula. It is the perfect place for a weekend getaway on your slow travels from either of those cities. There is such a fun energy here and lots of delicious food to try. There are also plenty of hotels to meet all different budgets and interesting sites and markets to check out. And we found the prices here to be very reasonable. We loved our time here and we hope this video helps you think about planning a trip here too. Let's start with the food, because I cannot wait to tell you about all the amazing street food and great restaurants we tried. Jonker Street has their famous night market every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 6 p.m. to midnight. The market is over half a kilometer in length and has souvenirs to buy and great food to try, like this jackfruit that cost 3 ringgits.
We're gonna try some fried jackfruit. Oh, tasty. Very good.
If you can't get here on the weekend though, don't worry. Most of the food stalls still have storefronts open during the week too. But try to get here on the weekend if you can. We just love the energy and the bustle of it all, and all the new foods to try, like this extreme crab cake priced at 5 ringgits.
Alright, let's see what this is like. Very good. It's rich. The bun on the bottom, crab in the middle, and then an egg on top, and then the mayo added on top.
And let's not forget the sendal, or flavored shaved ice. They do things a little differently here in Malacca. The shaved ice gets topped with corn, beans, green jelly, and palm sugar, making their sendal famous. We went all out on their signature sendal for 8 ringgits. Let's see what we got ourselves into.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I think I like it. I mean, it's corn, it's sweet, it's very different. I think it's good.
Just a 10-minute walk from the market is the famous North Indian restaurant Pak Putra. Pak Putra is known for their tandoori ovens that make the perfect tandoori chicken and naan bread. They offer regular naan and variations like garlic naan or garlic naan filled with cheese.
We ordered the garlic cheese naan, which was recommended to us, and then we ordered the plain naan just to see what the plain naan tastes like. Both naans come with dipping sauce.
Let's start by trying the plain naan on its own just to get the flavor of it.
That is perfect naan. I'm going to try a little dipping sauce too. Yep, buttery and perfect.
Pak Putra makes the best naan I've ever had. If you like naan, this place is not to be missed. Our entire meal here cost us just 24 ringgits. And if you're looking for more traditional Malaysian dishes, there is plenty of that too here in Malacca.
Thank you. We have so much food at this table. We have the roti canai over here to share between Chris and I. And then over here I got the nasi lemak with the twin towers of rice, different flavors of rice. And what's really popular here is the otak otak, which is a fish cake. And let's try some. That is really excellent. That's good. I'm going to try some of the roti bread too. Okay. So good. Malacca is trying to position itself as a tourist destination. And with all the fun markets and great food and amazing energy here, it's definitely working.
This city has such a fun vibe and really comes alive in the evenings. There are so many lights, and the bikes taking people on rides add to the great energy here.
Everyone talks about the Jonker Street night market, but there is a whole other market happening here past the square.
Just go past the Dutch Red Square and you'll find a market that seems to cater a little more to locals. And it gets packed later in the evening. You might be wondering what the Dutch Red Square that I just mentioned is all about. Malacca, like many places in the world, has a colonial history. You'll see evidence of Dutch, Portuguese, and British colonization just by walking around the city. We can also see evidence of a big upcoming celebration.
Lunar New Year is coming up and everything is decorated so beautifully for it.
I just love all the red lanterns everywhere. Now that we've hopefully convinced you to come here on your slow travels, let's talk logistics. Where we stayed, how we got here from Singapore, and how we left to get to Kuala Lumpur. We booked our 3 nights here at the Ava Malacca Hotel using booking.com. We wanted a nicer room, so we booked the Advantage Suite, which cost us 1,062 ringgits for 3 nights. A simple breakfast was also included in our stay. The hotel is a bit older, but I really love the decor of the room. I thought the entryway and reception was pretty cool too, with all the tiling. It was the perfect location right on the river and near main attractions like Jonker Street. Now let's talk about how we traveled here from Singapore.
We're taking the bus from Singapore across the border into Malaysia.
We booked the 707 bus line using easybook.com. Our 2 tickets cost us 53 Singapore dollars. We grabbed the bus from the Queen Street Terminal in Singapore. Once we arrived at the border, we got off once for exit control out of Singapore. Then, after another 5 or 10 minutes on the bus, we got off a second time to enter Malaysia. It was really important that we had filled out our Malaysian entry declaration ahead of time. The bus driver checks to make sure that each person gets back on the bus before continuing. Though they'll only wait about 30 minutes, so if you have trouble at the border, the bus could leave without you. Otherwise, it's all really straightforward. Just remember to check your bus number so that you can get back on the right bus at the border. There are no bathrooms on the bus, so make sure to go when you cross the border. We also stopped a second time a bit later in the trip where you could buy more snacks and go to the bathroom again. We found one stall that took a credit card, but having ringgits would be really helpful here. The entire bus trip from Singapore to Malacca took almost 5 hours as we got stuck in some traffic. Let's also talk about leaving Malacca to go to Kuala Lumpur. To do this, we first had to get to the Malacca Central Station. So we took our first ever Grab, which is Southeast Asia's version of Uber. The 15-minute Grab ride cost us 8 ringgits. We had booked the KKKL bus leaving from Malacca Central Station on easybook.com a few days ahead of time. We paid 32 ringgits for 2 tickets. Even though we bought our tickets online, we still needed to get our physical boarding tickets at the Malacca Central Station.
It's a bit confusing when you get here, but we ended up going to this central ticket counter and we were able to trade in our online tickets for actual tickets that we can now use to scan the QR codes to get into the boarding area.
Once we got our boarding passes, we just went through the turnstile into the boarding area and got on the bus. The bus ride took us 2 hours and dropped us off at the Kuala Lumpur TBS station. From there, we just followed the signs to the LRT and got off the train at the stop that was closest to our apartment we rented in Kuala Lumpur. And that's our video of our fantastic time in Malacca or Malacca, Malaysia, all the food we ate and how much it cost us. We're now in Kuala Lumpur and we'll be spending a few weeks here before continuing our slow travels through Southeast Asia. We'll see you in our next video when we'll tell you more about this city.